Today we're just going to do a recap of the 3 days that we've been working on the shed build, and as you can see, there's still a lot more to go. It's all about painting the plywood and getting that ready to set up the board, the base, and also the walls. I spread out all the plywood so I could start painting, and then once it's dried up, then hopefully my guy will be here and then we can get started. So that's what's going to happen for day 2. Just mostly painting and then see what we can finish in terms of getting the shed built going. So day 2 is all about painting. What I did was I spread out all the plywood all over the backyard, as there was quite a few. Started pouring paint and just started painting. I didn't realize that it was going to take some time because there was quite a bit of plywood to paint, but it was just better because it gives it extra protection, right? Even though you cut the plywood or you put pieces here and there, sometimes it's harder to paint the plywood once you have it installed. So what I did was I just try to paint as much as I can, as you can see right here. When my guy came, he finally started to work on the foundation again right here, as you could see. So the foundation is really important because that's going to hold everything for the shed, right? So my guy right here is just making sure that everything is secure in terms of having support and making sure that everything is solid.
I attach the end on there and then I use this board in the middle, and then when I separate these things apart, it brings the boards in together. It brings the whole pouring in together. As far as I need it. So when I nail it together, and I take these off, it'll be held together all 8 foot, all the way down.
So aside from the shed, my guy was also working on putting some concrete by a slab next to where the shed is going to be, because right there, when it rains, the dirt tends to flow over and kind of make a mess. So we're just making sure that there's concrete on that side. I continued on painting some plywood because there was quite a bit, as you can see right here. After a few hours, we went back to Home Depot to buy some more supplies. Here's like a staple gun that we need to use for the roof.
Just to take care of your insulation.
So what, $20?
Yeah, that is just $22, $21.27.
We are now on day 3 of working on this shed build, and as you can see right here, these are all the boards that we painted last night because we had a very long night just doing all the painting right here. I think we finished around 11 in the evening, so it was quite an exhausting day. I think it was even more exhausting than day 1 because we had to do a lot more because my guy didn't show up till later on. So that's why all these things right here, we got it painted, and yeah, that was just something we had to do till 11 in the evening, and it was very exhausting. I think pretty much all we accomplished was painting, and so he just got the cement going and then helped me a little bit, and that's it. The day 3, we should be able to do more of the actual shed build, maybe a little bit more painting, and that's it. And then hopefully we'll get something standing, the foundation and maybe the walls. Took time just going back and forth to Home Depot for day 2, but now day 3 we'll start fresh. We got everything pretty much spread out right here. Again, still trying to finish up the base right there on the right side, but really what my guy was able to do was pour the concrete right here of the slab, because again, like I said, when it rains, that dirt overflows and it's going to go towards where the shed is going to be. So we kind of needed to make that concrete right there, to protect that side so that when it rains, it's not going to go towards the shed. So you're going to add some more, or that's it?
I'm going to add a little bit to those cracks over there. But I need the
When my guy finally showed up, he started working on the foundation or the base of the shed once more. Right here, he's building a lever because For some reason, the wood was warped, and so we needed something to use, like sort of an apparatus to bring it closer, make it easier for him to straighten things out and make sure that the posts will be straight when he hammers. And so I think that was the idea for creating this lever system.
To bring it back together where it's supposed to be, where we want it.
Okay, so we had to use
on blueprints. I would have had it done.
we had to use a leverage system right here because the wood was warping. So make sure that it measures up to 8 feet.
We now have 8 foot all the way across.
So 8 foot all the way. So you're saying we don't need to paint the sides?
We're going to flip it over and paint the whole underside without no mess with these boards. Those boards are already attached.
So the tricky part of the day was actually lifting this base up, and I didn't really expect this. I didn't know that he intended to lift this base all the way up. And I tell you, it's very heavy. Just for 2 people to try to lift this thing up, it took a lot of effort, and it's also a little bit scary because I didn't want to be underneath, just in case that base falls. I didn't want to be under there, so it was a little bit nerve-wracking having to lift this heavy base up. And the reason for this is, according to my guys, because we needed to paint underneath. Although I didn't really think that was a good idea, especially when we were lifting that base up right there. It's kind of tilted and it's resting on the wall, but it was very heavy. So I was just telling my guy that it would have been better if we painted first, even the supports and everything, rather than having to lift up that base, which was very heavy. I just didn't want any accidents to happen. Either way, I started painting underneath right there. As you can see, this is all underneath the base. And I just started painting. And then once again, we started to bring it back down. It was a little bit easier than actually lifting it up, but still a little bit scary because it's pretty heavy. I believe next time I wouldn't do it this way. I would probably just paint each wood individually. So that way I won't have to lift it up and put myself in danger.
There was 38 or 39, 92 and a quarters.
39 of those, right?
Yeah, and then I don't remember exactly, but it was right there. And then on the 8 footers, we had, I think it was 18. And then there was a miscellaneous number of 12 more. Those are 8 foot. 92 and a quarter is just a little bit shorter. So when you put 2 2x4s on each end, it comes out to 8 foot.
We got 3 of the long ones.
Those are for the 14 foot.
How many of these did we get? 3 of them, right?
We got 4 of those.
We got 4?
We got a half of one over.
No, these.
Oh, we only got 2 of those. I think we got 3.
We got 3 of those.
And I put 3 together to make 2 long. Those are 10 foot, and then I added 4 feet on each end.
10-foot pillars.
10 foot base. We got 4 of the 5/8, somewhere around 20 sheets of the walls and the roofing. Those are like 7/16.
760. We got 20 of those.
Roughly 20. We got roofing roll paper. We bought hardware. We bought hangers. We bought plumbing. We bought concrete.
Well, yeah, okay.
We got.
Oh, how many of those blocks we got?
Was it 30 or 40?
40.
40. Okay. We got some caulking.
Uh-huh.
And then we got some concrete repair, crack repair for up front.
Once the bottom of the base was painted, we moved all the blocks closer to the pool pump right here, and then put the base underneath right there, as you can see. So this right here is one of the walls, probably going to be on the far side. Yeah, that's one side of the wall. This one is what took some time to do, the base, and what the tricky part was painting underneath, because this thing is so heavy. When we lifted this thing and put it on the wall, it was really heavy, and I don't know why my guy decided to put the plywood on top before painting underneath, because it was just extra work. But anyways, we got that done. So now, as you can see, there's pavers underneath. You can see. So right here, this is about 8 by 14 for this whole base. But underneath, we put the blocks right here, the half blocks. And we're just gonna level it out and then make sure it's secure, and then put the rest of the walls on top. Oh, we also did the concrete right here. So this is the rest of the lumber. As you can see, it's all about painting, and I'm not even done yet. I still have a lot more to paint right here. And today, even though it's a break day, I'll probably do some more painting just to get things ready. So that's pretty much it. That's a breakdown of the 3 days that we've been working on. It doesn't seem like much, but it's because the first day is just all about bringing things here and then setting things up. And then the second day is just about painting everything. And then the third day is doing a little bit more painting. And you know, had a few issues with my guy because he wasn't here on time, and there's just a few things there. So, but he was able to work on his own the third day, and we got some things done. I wish more things should have been done, but that's all we have right now. Keep in mind that this is my first time building a shed, and so I'm just learning as I go. Hopefully after this is done, then I'll have a better idea. So we'll see what happens. Next time we start working on other stuff, and we'll just go from there, okay?